Now.
On 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app.
O'Connor and Company.
It is 7:06. It's O'Connor and Company here on a Wednesday morning in your nation's capital. Thank you for joining us. Coming up at 8:35, we're going to speak with Hogan. I'm so sorry. 7:35, we're going to speak with Hogan Gidley. He is, of course, formerly the Trump White House press office. He's going to give us his insights into the Iowa caucus and where things are headed now with this presidential nomination process. That's Hogan Gidley coming up at 7:35. I'm Larry O'Connor alongside Julie Gunlock. Good morning, Julie.
Good morning.
Karl Frisch is now the chair of the Fairfax County School Board. And, of course, you probably know that because he made news during his swearing-in ceremony where, rather than using a Bible or any other religious book of faith, he sent the signal that his religion apparently is inappropriate pornographic material that has been in the Fairfax County school system and in the library for many years now, despite public outcry. Many school systems around the country have determined that this material was inappropriate for children. It is sexually explicit. It is full of nudity and depictions of sexual acts. But Karl Frisch chose to use those books for his swearing-in ceremony. And I believe not coincidentally, within just days of that event, there was a sexual assault at Annandale High School, where a 17-year-old is now in custody or was in custody after that assault in a school stairwell. You see, you set a tone when you're an elected official and a leader, and the tone that was sent and the message that was sent to the students in the Fairfax County school system is, hey, just do whatever you want. Sex is fine, especially in the schools. Well, some parents, some taxpayers actually think that something should be done and a message should be sent to Mr. Frisch and the rest of the school board members. Jeff Hoffmann with Virginia Freedom Leader Coalition joins us now. Mr. Hoffmann, thank you for joining us.
Hey, Larry, thank you very much. And Julie, you as well, and Heather for helping to put this together. Larry, if I'm not mistaken, you're a Wolverine?
I am, yes. I know. I try to keep it kind of quiet, but yeah.
I have to assume Detroit Lions as well, right?
Mm-hmm. You betcha.
So good luck there.
Thank you.
Yeah, again, thank you very much. I always appreciate listening to your show, and it's just a lot of talent.
So tell me what your plan is here. You are spearheading a recall effort here of Karl Frisch, yeah. And does it stem just from that audacious moment where he used pornographic books, designed for children, for his swearing-in ceremony? Is that just the tip of the iceberg?
Well, first, let me highlight. So 3 times in my life, military, retired service, federal government, and most recently as a teacher for the state of New York, I've taken the oath. And I've always treated that as something, as a privilege to serve the people. And so let me highlight that this isn't just Karl Frisch. Kyle McDaniel, he also used different books. But the difference between Kyle McDaniel and Karl Frisch is his books in the petition and the way that it's written may have breached federal law, federal obscenity laws for pornography, and using books that have sexually graphic material. So that's the one difference. But I would actually encourage other leaders within Fairfax County, other districts, for their members, their school board members, to challenge them on some of the different books. I think it was Homecoming. I can't remember exactly what one of the at-large school board members used. So this isn't just focused on Karl Frisch as one school board member alone. This is kind of a culture that's been set as a precedent that Karl has started. And frankly, if you're going to be in charge of a $3.6 billion budget, and you're going to be in charge of at least if you look at the active registered voters, that's well over 700,000 parents, taxpayers, voters. That's a lot of people to be responsible for.
Yeah.
And frankly, I just think it's disrespectful.
Yeah, it is, but it really is important because he did this, taking the oath on a stack of pornographic books that are in school libraries. It
Exactly.
really did signal to parents, and parents need to take this very seriously, because he did not take this oath, vowing to look out for the constituents of the county or for parents or for students, but really this was a signal that he is there for the LGBT plus whatever Q plus activists. And I think that really
Yeah.
is important, that really was a signal there. And that again is a reason why has no business being on this school board if he isn't there to protect kids
Yeah.
and parent interests.
Don't even get me started on his history.
Yeah.
He comes from Los Angeles.
Yeah.
He started out by working for the mayor of Los Angeles, and then he flipped. He actually worked for John McCain. And so if people think that this is a one-sided, yeah, my first vote was George Bush, but I was a blue dog for a while. So the interesting thing is, while Karl Frisch was working for John McCain, I was actually a national delegate for the DNC in LA. So it just shows you, the difference in time.
Yeah.
And Karl at some point decided, right, that he wanted to take on the progressive movement. And that was fully funded. In, I think it was 2014, he was with Karl Frisch Associates. Do you know his primary client was George Soros?
Well, he comes from Media Matters. He was an executive at Media Matters, and Media Matters is funded by George Soros. And, of course, Media Matters is the organization that is anti-First Amendment, anti-free speech, and wants to silence and actually take out of business any right-of-center media outlet. So he is an authoritarian at heart, and he doesn't have any children. But he decided to run for school board for politics, for political power, political influence to push his agenda, and that's why he used these books as a swearing in. And it just signals, again, that his agenda, whatever you may say of it and whether you agree with it or not, you can't tell me that it's about children and the education of children and the proper education of children and pushing excellence in our schools. So tell me about the recall effort. What is needed for this effort? How can people be involved? And what is the threshold here? Because Virginia has these rules. You can put through the recall, but then a judge has to determine whether it has any sort of validity or not, right?
Yeah, so I've actually retained and consulted with a pretty reputable law firm, and they've helped determine the process and help with the petition language. So I know that is 100%. The first phase of this is we need 3,000 signatures, but you have to be a voter, registered voter in the Providence district of Fairfax County. So that's one of 9 districts in Fairfax County. Okay. So that's our first phase, 3,000 signatures, minimum. I would say that we have a higher goal. I just saw I was just talking to somebody maybe a couple days ago. They told me there were over 250,000 Republicans in Fairfax County. So this is kind of an important point. Where are they when it comes to election day, right? Where are they when it comes to early voting? So in a way, this petition gives these conservatives, and let me emphasize, not just Republican conservatives or Reagan conservatives, blue dogs. Blue dogs do not have a place to go right now, and I think that's the silent majority in Fairfax County.
Yeah, this should transcend party politics. You should be able to go door to door with one of the books that Karl Frisch used to get sworn in.
Yes.
Knock on the door, say, this is the book. Take a look at it. This is the book that your school board chairman used for his swearing-in ceremony.
Yes.
Here's the petition for his recall. Sign on the bottom line. We're out of time. Right. What's the website, please?
So the website where you can get all the information is www.VPF Virginia Parents First Coalition. So VPFC.FUND fund. And this initially the coalition, Virginia Freedom, that's the PAC arm.
Yeah.
The actual LLC for managing this effort is the Virginia Parents First Coalition.
Okay.
And we can have another conversation in the future and talk about things in the schools.
Sure.
And all the rumors and maybe the facts. dating all the way back to 2019 when their first term started.
Thanks, Jeff. I appreciate it. We will
Yeah.
continue to watch this, and we will get the website out there.
Larry.
Jeff Hoffmann,
Yeah.
Virginia Freedom Leader Coalition, and it's the recall effort for Karl Frisch, who, by the way, again, I just want to reiterate, he doesn't care about your children. He doesn't care about the schools. He doesn't care about education. He, in fact, when there was a special election for the General Assembly, he threw his hat in there and he wanted to get down to Richmond. This is a political stepping stone for him, and he's using your children for it. He'll raise a lot of money because of what he did with those books and pushing pornography in the schools, and it'll help his political career. Now's your chance to stop it before it begins. It's 7:16. Let's check in with